Hey, hello everybody. How is it going? This is Ashwin, and welcome to another episode of Binary Trees with Python. In this episode, we are going to see how to evaluate expression tree. So let us say evaluate expression tree, and let us make it a markdown and execute it. Now we already have a node class defined here, so we are not going to define it again. Now let us directly write the function that is going to evaluate the expression tree. So it is def evaluate is the name, and we are going to pass the root of the expression tree to that. Now let us see the case when the tree is empty. If root is none, then return 0. So we don't have any value in an empty tree. That is why we are returning the 0. So if there is no expression, then it means that the value of that is 0. So now let us see if the root node itself is the leaf node. So if root dot left is none and root dot right is none. So in both the cases, we can assume safely that it is the leaf node. And in that case, we are going to say return int of root dot val. So here val is the field that is storing the data part. Okay. So it is storing the value or data. So many people actually write here data. Okay. So I'm going to say self dot data equals to val. So it is another style of coding. It is another convention. So in case you are going to use that convention, just replace this self.all with self.data, and you are going to continue using self.data in your code. Okay. So I'm going to use this self.val convention. So online you will find many examples where they are using self.data. So in case you want to use that, just uncomment it and comment the other part. Now here we are going to evaluate the left tree. So left underscore sum equals to evaluate. So this is the recursive call root dot left. So these two are the base conditions. If the tree is none, then return 0. And if the tree is the leaf node, then just return the value part of that thing. Okay. Otherwise, just evaluate that thing and write underscore sum equals to evaluate root dot right. Now we are going to check which operation to apply between left and right. Okay. So basically whatever node we are going to pass to it, it is either going to be none or it is going to be a leaf node. And the third case is that it is going to be an operator. So mostly it is going to be a binary operator like plus, minus, multiplied by and divide by. So what is going to happen when it is an operator? So we are going to write all those cases for operators. Okay. So root dot val equals to plus. So what's going to happen when it is a plus operator? Return left underscore sum plus right underscore sum. And now we are going to use that pattern over and over again. Minus, multiplied by, and divided by. So we are going to change our code accordingly, and it is going to be awesome. Okay. Because we are really using very, very less lines of code because of the recursion. So here we have these two recursive calls. Okay, so once we make the recursive calls, further we are going to evaluate these things. Okay. So this is it. This is the evaluate function that is going to evaluate recursively the expression tree. So let's execute it. And now let us write the sample driver code. And that is quite easy. Root equals to node plus. So we are inserting plus as the root. So root dot left equals to node of multiplied by. So this is also not a leaf node. Now let us have two leaf nodes. So dot left, this is the left child of the left node, and right. So we are going to have 5 and 4, 5 and 4. And here actually n has to be capital. So whatever syntax error we are going to make, we are going to learn from that. Now this is the left part. Now let us define the right part. So I'm just going to copy this entire stuff as it is. And here in place of left, I will say right. And it is going to be a minus symbol. So this is also not going to be a leaf node. Now let us define the leaf nodes. So root dot right dot left, right dot right. And let us say 120. So 120. Okay, so this is going to define our tree. So plus will be the root and it will have two children multiplied by and minus, which in turn will have children 5, 4 and 120. So if I execute it, it is going to create the tree. And finally, I will say evaluate root. That's it. And if I execute it, this is the result. Okay. So let us see 5 multiplied by 4 equals to 20. Okay. And 100 minus 20 is 80. So 80 plus 20 is going to be 100. Now I want to see everything in action. So what I'm going to say is that print. So here I'm going to say empty tree or empty node. And here I will say print leaf node or operand, leaf node slash operand. So it is always good to have such kind of comments. You can always comment out all these print statements once you understand very well or once you develop the intuition how this code is executing. Okay, so here I will say computing print computing the left sum or left subtree, and here I will say computing the right subtree, and here I will say print so it is going to be a string basically. Okay, so str of left sum plus, and here I'm going to have plus, and here it will be str. Okay, and similarly here we are just going to use minus in place of plus, and here we are going to use multiplied by and divided by. Okay, so now the program is going to show us the trace at each and every step. So let's execute again and load the updated definition in the memory of this computer. And then we are going to run this entire step again. I guess running this again is not needed because we already have well-defined node class and we haven't made any change to this node class. So now we will just rerun this evaluate and it is going to show us the trace of the entire execution. And here computing the left subtree, leaf node operand, computing the right subtree, leaf node and operand, and 5 multiplied by 4. Okay. So this is how it is actually showing us everything. Okay. What operations it performed and what final operation actually it performed. Okay. So this is how we can compute an expression tree. Now let us see one more example. So now we are going to see a bit more complex example. We will just build upon this entire example. Okay. So here we have 100. Okay. So here in place of 20, we are going to replace it with slash and we are going to have 2 more children. So here right, and here I'm going to have left equals to node of 20 and here dot right equals to node of 2. Okay, so this is the new tree structure. So here in place of 20, we replaced it by 20 divided by 2. So it is going to be 10. So I guess the answer is going to be 90 or something. Let us see actually what the answer is. Okay, so let us actually compute it ourselves first. So this entire part is going to be 10 because 20 divided by 2 is 10. And 100 minus 10 is 90. Okay. And okay. 100 minus 10 is 90. Okay. And this is 5 multiplied by 4 is 20. 20 plus 90 is 110. So the answer should be 110 when we execute this evaluate root again. So the answer should be 110. And yes, the final answer is 110. So here we can see the steps of all the computation that is happening wherever it is encountering the leaf node or operand. So we can actually have more stuff in the trace. And here I will just say operand and plus str of root dot val. So whatever it is returning, it is printing before that. And it is computing the left subtree and computing the right subtree. That is fine. So here I'm going to say plus str of this thing. Okay. So I'm just going to copy this as it is, paste it. So this is the minus thing. Okay. So here I'm just going to replace it with minus. And here it is plus, and let's replace it with multiplied by. So whatever values we are returning, we are printing them in the form of a string here in our trace slash. Okay. So let's save it. Let's execute it so that the updated definition is uploaded in the memory. And let's execute this. So we have defined that tree again and let's execute this. Okay. So wherever it is encountering the operand, it is just showing it to us. Okay. And then 5 and 4, then 5 multiplied by 4, 20. And here we have 120 and 2. So 20 divided by 2 plus 100 minus 10, 90, and 20 plus 90, 110. So this way it is showing us all the steps of the entire computational process. So I hope that you are comfortable now with evaluation of the expression trees with binary trees. So do let me know if you have any questions or comments. In case you want to access the code, you can find the link in the description where I have uploaded the code in the GitHub repository. So thanks a lot for watching this episode, and I will see you in the next episode.